We're taking a look at a very cool device from Gyration. This is the Go Air mouse, and it works in the air, it works on a desk. It's an optical mouse, and it's really cool, especially good for presentations and that sort of thing, but it works as your standard mouse. Our product manager for this actually said that he uses this at home as his standard cordless mouse, but guess what? If you pick it up off the table, well, it's still a mouse, and it's in your hand, and you have total control, and as you move your hand, the cursor on the screen moves. Now this is the ideal kind of mouse for a presentation or something like that. And also, since it's RF, this is a 30-foot range. So you can walk around the room and be virtually anywhere in the room giving your presentation. This gives you mobility. You don't have to sit behind a laptop anymore. You don't have to sit behind a podium anymore and keep clicking on the next. You can walk around the room and you can click the next. And what's cool about it is the software that is included allows you to do just about anything. You can program all these buttons. You can set up as many profiles as you want. There's 4 to begin with, which pretty much cover most of the things you do: media, internet, stuff like making presentations. It has all sorts of different pre-configured buttons, or pre-configured settings for all the buttons on here. But above and beyond that, you can do a lot with this mouse. Now, for instance, here's the way this works. You pick it up. On the bottom here where your finger is, there's kind of a trigger button there. Now when you hold this down, this moves the cursor around on the screen from place to place. If you double click it, it enables it to move all the time, and then you click it or double click it again to stop. So that's easy enough. Now on the other side here, this is your standard left and right mouse. We have the scroll wheel in the center just like any other mouse. Now these buttons on the bottom, well, these two can be programmed to do just about anything you want. I really like the fact that you can program this to be like a highlighter, or even something that'll circle. Like, you can pick the color, you can pick the transparency, you can even make it align to a grid, which is something that's really handy with the highlighter. For instance, in a PowerPoint presentation, you press this, it allows you to highlight, you line it up, you swipe your hand across, and you've just highlighted some important text. This really will help you make an impact as you're walking around the room trying to make your point. You just placed a highlighter on there. And one thing that is a little strange, some people think, oh, well, my hand is naturally not going to go in a straight line. It's going to go in a curve. Well, they allow you to force the highlighter to go in a straight line. So even if you go a little like that, it'll still be a perfectly straight line on the screen. And that's what you want. Also, you can use it as a line tool to put circles around things. You can pick your color again. And you can even swipe the mouse and apply different options. For instance, the button in the middle here, you hold this button down, and this is the swipe button. In any direction you go is a different action. If you swipe it out, if you swipe it left, swipe it right, just hold this button down and swipe it. There's a gyroscope inside here that detects your motion, and you can basically assign a different function to each swipe. One of my favorites is to go either on the web back and forth from a page like on your browser, or if you have multiple programs open, maybe you've got an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, and you've got a PowerPoint presentation, and you want to go from one to the other. You want to go over to the Excel spreadsheet and show some numbers. Well, just press the button, swipe it. If you have it set up to go to the last program or something like that, well, it'll just swap to the next program. It's really easy to use, and like I said, you can use it for all kinds of different things. And when you're in your Excel spreadsheet, you're really going to appreciate the precision that this has. Now, these guys, Gyration, they made the technology in the Wii mode. But with this one, the precision is way higher. So you're going to be able to, hone in and zoom in on exactly what you want. If you need to zoom in on just a few numbers, you can zoom in and click on that. With the Wii mode, it's a little fuzzier. It's almost harder to get on exactly the right point. But this one relies on RF. It doesn't rely on a sensor bar on the top of the screen that senses your motion. And another bonus about the RF, you don't have to point it at the screen. You can be facing the audience looking at a laptop and have the screen behind you. You can be moving the mouse this way and have things going on behind you. You can walk around the room. You can go anywhere you want. And you can be 30 feet away. So you can wander anywhere within that, point it any way you want. Just hold down the button. Then you're moving. Now, for media controls, this is cool. Say you want to put on some music or something like that. Well, just maybe you can set a swipe to change profiles. Change the profile over to media, and then use the swipe to raise the volume, lower the volume, go from one song to the next. You can really program this thing to do just about anything. So it's one of the most versatile mice I've ever seen. And above and beyond that, it's not just a mouse, it's an air mouse. So you can use it on the desk, you can use it in the air, you can use it anywhere. I think I'm like Dr. Seuss. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm a poet and was not aware of the fact. The Gyration Go Optical Air Mouse. A very cool device with almost limitless possibilities. I'm sure while you're watching this you've thought of a million things you can do with this to improve your presentations. And also, it can be a lot of fun as well. Just remember, when you're finished, just set it right back in the cradle and it'll charge. There's a rechargeable battery and that is included in the package. So all in all, great device. For more information on the Gyration Go 2.4 GHz Air Mouse, go to Tiger Direct and type G128-1024 into the search box, or call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-800-8300.